Okay, student, now I will start with the chapter elections and representations. Now I had summarized this chapter as per the revised syllabus. Okay, so I am explaining you point wise. First first topics what you need to know from this chapter is that why do we need elections? Simple means you can say that through elections we elect the representatives of the country. Okay, now those representatives makes laws for the countries. Now, who are those representatives? Now, representatives are those candidates who get maximum votes, okay, and get elected in the legislature, and in the legislature those representatives make laws for the country. Now next topics what you need to know is that what makes an elections democratic. Now, democracy, we know that means its central theme is equality. So generally, you can say that every citizen should have the right to choose their candidate. Okay, uh, means without any hindrance. Okay, and every citizen should have the right to vote irrespective of caste, creed, religion. Okay, however, I make 3 points. You just go through it. Every citizen should have right to choose on the basis of one person, one vote, one value. That means every person means or each and every person who had attained 18 years or above age should give their vote, and the value of the vote should be one. Clear. And next one, election must be held periodically. That means what? That means after a particular tenure. Okay, say for 5 years or 10 years. Okay, it's not like that means in a irregular basis, sometime after 5 years, sometime after 15 years. Okay, so a particular after each and every 10-year election should be held, and people should give their votes. And third one, the candidates preferred by the people should get elected. That is also one of the features, means what makes an elections democratic. Third points what you need to know is about direct democracy. Direct democracy means generally direct democracy, it used to exist in the ancient time. Means in ancient Greek you can find such type of thing, direct democracy, where people elect their representative by raising hand. Okay, means no privacy was there, but such type of system is not possible nowadays in a huge country. Okay, so where populations is huge, so we follow indirect democracy. So nowadays what type of democracy we follow? That is indirect democracy. Indirect democracy is also called the representative democracy. Why representative democracy? Because we people elect the representatives. Okay, uh, and those representatives make laws on behalf of the people. So nowadays we find indirect democracy. Next one, we need to know about different types of election system. Now first one, you need to know about the first past the post system. Now first past the post system means in this system the country is divided into single member territorial constituency. For example, you just take the example of Lok Sabha elections. That means in India, take the example of Lok Sabha elections. So in India total 543 constituencies are made, means are made in the entire country. Okay, means these constituencies are made on the basis of the on the basis of the populations, on proportions to the populations of a particular place. These constituencies are made. Now from each constituencies political parties give their candidates. Now the candidate um, which secured maximum vote is considered as elected. Okay, now such system we followed in case of Lok Sabha and Vidhan Sabha elections in India, and even this system is also known as the plurality system. Okay, that is election system in India. Now another system about elections you need to know is about the proportional system of representations. Now proportion means share of something, okay, on behalf of compared to other thing. Now suppose in elections matter you can simply say that the proportion means share of seats in the legislature according to the votes. Okay, now proportional systems are of two types. One is the list system. Now let me first explain with the list system. Okay, now list system means where the entire country is considered as a single constituency. Now say for India, here different many constituencies are made, But in list system, what happened? The entire country is considered as a single constituency. Generally, such type of thing could possible in very small country. Okay, and then what happened? Uh, Number of seats are decided. That means for how many votes one seat should be reserved. So how it is calculated? That means total number of votes by number of seats in the legislature. Suppose for example 1 lakhs voters are there. Okay, means 1 lakh voters will cast their votes, and how many seats are there? Suppose example 10. So then number of voters divided by number of seats in the legislature, that means 1 lakh divided by 10, so we get 10,000. That means for one seat 10,000 vote is required. Now suppose a political party get 50,000 votes, so how many seats he will get? He will get 5 seats. Why? Because for one seat, if it is 10,000 vote is required, now for 50,000 votes definitely he will get 5 seats. Now that is list system. Next one what I will explain you is about another proportional systems, that is single transferable vote system. Okay, now single transferable vote system means first you in this system a quota is need to be mentioned. Now what is that quota? That means total number of vote polls by total number of seat to be filled plus 1, and then the total means whatever will be the outcome, that will be divided that will be added with plus 1. Okay, now for example, suppose if 1 lakh voters are there and 4 members are contesting the elections, then the quota will be 1 lakh by 4 plus 1, and overall the outcome will be added with plus 1. So we will get the quota. Now the members who will over means will cross the quota will be taken as preference. Now who will get the maximum after crossing the quota, who will get the maximum votes will be declared as elected. Okay, suppose after means suppose in a place, okay, in a constituency 1 lakh voters are there and 4 members are contesting the elections, so 1 lakh plus voters divided by 4 candidate plus 1. Now whatever the outcome will be there, that will be also added with plus 1, so we'll get the quota. Now suppose A get 30,000 votes, so he had crossed the quota. B had get 40,000 vote, he had crossed the quota. C had get 20,000 votes, 20,500 vote, so C had also crossed the quota, and D had get 500 votes, so D had not crossed the quota, so D will be eliminated. Now then we will think, means we will consider it as preference. Now out of preference, first preference will go to will go to B, because B had secured maximum votes, that is 40,000, so B will be declared as elected, means first preference will be B. Then according to the preference, next preference could be given to A, and third could be given to C. Now again, single transferable votes means suppose in case if quota does not fulfill, so in that case what we need to do? Okay, now suppose in single transferable vote, if quota does not get fulfilled, suppose for example if 50,000 voters are there and 4 members are contesting the elections, okay, so we'll get the quota. That means total number of votes to be polled by number of candidates plus 1, whatever will be the outcome, that will be added with plus 1. Now suppose 4 candidates are there. Now A secured 16,000 votes, so A failed to qualify the quota. B 7,000 vote, B also failed to qualify the quota. C 12,000 votes, C also failed to qualify the quota. D 15,000 vote, so all failed to qualify the quota, means out of 15,000 votes people give votes like this way. So yeah, we find that means each candidate failed to qualify the quota. Now in that matter what happened? Least number of votes, that means the candidate which secured least number of votes. Now here the least number of vote received by candidate B. Now his votes, means B will now give votes according to the preference. Okay, now so suppose B secured least number of votes. Now B is redistributing its vote in the second preference. Now suppose B give 1,000 votes to A, So A's total vote will be 17,000. B give 2,000 votes out of 7,000 to C. Then C's total vote will be 14,000. Now C gives B gives 4,000 votes to D. Then D's total vote will be 19,000. So D is the winner according to the second preference. Now last things what you need to know is about the functions of elections commissions. Already you have studied in class 9. Now what is the functions of elections commission? It superintends, directs and controls the elections for the post of the president or the vice president. Clear. Next it prepares the voter list. And third one is that it recognizes the political parties, whether the parties is national or regional, like this way, and it settle elections dispute. It exercise full control over the elections machinery and issues directions regarding the elections. Now these are the things you need to know. Okay, thank you.